we studio guest we na Saliu Kamara, spokesperson for New. They inside the program they can talk about civil society position on the Tripartite committee recommendations as they be get a meeting with group of civil societies them for look at the 80 recommendations and within the make up of our civil society group them. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Saliu Kamara.
Yeah, well, good morning. Thank you once again for having me on the show.
What are the latest from New? It's been a while.
Yeah, well, they move, and for the fact that I should say New still they alive and kicking.
After the election, plenty things when I don't go quiet.
Yeah, well, not too much quiet, but everything gets a time. So with the galvanize first and foremost with New, not to the secretariat now in a New. So anything we want for do, they make sure say all the membership across the country. And we get a membership of 450 organizations across the country. So we know they bought all the structures, then they intact, the district structures, then they work, the regional structures, then they work, and even with focal persons, them at chiefdom level, then they work. And even though we see also all the primary chief elections where they make, New observe them all. We observe all the processes throughout. So that they should say, even if we not on a radio or not seeing a TV, but New day at work.
The PR gets any impact on the work of New because just after the 2018 election, by now we don't see some by-elections them and New they observe them by-elections, whether councillor and any other one, and would they get New on their elections then they. But after this, we know they get by-elections they again. Now then level and they unless the one we don't get from Kenema.
Yes, well, it gets, but the thing is, because I mean towards 2016, because initially when we formed New, now elections no more focus on. When election one come, then we sit down, we gather ourselves, we go observe. But we don't change for quite a long time ago. Now we not just observe elections, but we make sure say we follow up with all democratic and electoral processes. So if I now say the democratic processes, then they go on even if election not all. So that not get anything for do, although yes, because election not they will not they observe, but democratic processes then they go on. And more also, like I mean the tripartite way council now, so many things then the way they keep you busy right through the electoral cycle.
All right, Mr. Kama, after the election, as my colleague mentioned earlier on, we may know the kind, problem or confrontation between owner and government with other people we are in. Some man say una no get right for pull certain data and the rest. In any way, then process there may make una relax or una work.
Yeah, well, like I say, we don't work. We know they relax, but at times until when we cancel, people they know say we dey work. But we get structures the way they across the country. So any event or any activity we get for do with the election, we get for do with governance, we get for do with democracy, we dey take part panel. So in as much as perhaps the secretariat not be so effective for local radio or good television, I mean membership they work. Now I make New not to just the secretariat is center around. A well-structured from the national level right down to chiefdom level. So any activity, just like what I mentioned, if now a demand election, say on a section chief election, say as long as it's a public elections, we must they observe and follow and report to the secretariat. Like they not do some primary chieftaincy elections. A lot of people they don't know. But New Day, we observed all the processes until the elections then done and report them to the effect. So work they go on actually.
Alright, one of the civil society them we don't they take part in different elections them and both local and international people get respect for una. Now after the election about over 1 year now we did. Waiting so far New don't observe. We still get something like tension we wanna observe, we make maybe things them not go right.
Yeah, well, I not get for say things that not they go right. Maybe Lord just put this thing into context. If you not just permit me, Lord
Right,
put
sir.
this thing into context where in fact New get for all the meeting we all the past 2 days. Like we now all don't rightly say we get election 2023. Because these are issues where some people are not want for at least we discuss. But if you want to discuss like the tripartite committee in work, certainly we can for set the context, let we know where they come from. and so also that law go take the recommendations. They are very serious. We hold election 2023 June, and we know the aftermath of the election. We face a lot of post-election challenges, and then challenges then they go to a point where governance almost collapsed in the country, because when the opposition withdraw from parliament, they withdraw from the local government, they find out say governance actually come to a standstill. So this will lead to, inter-party dialogue, where the National Peace Commission be initiate, where the SLPP and the APC be all na been to money, and that inter-party dialogue come up with resolutions, and one of the resolutions call for a tripartite. That is the APC, the SLPP, and the international community. So now, so the tripartite actually come, and the tripartite hold a meeting. Civil society not be dede, although civil society be make effort for like a dede, but it not be dede. So it was purely tripartite, the SLPP, the APC, and the international community. Even though, despite the fact say civil society not there, but like for us new, we been get for submit all we observation report, not to just 2023, but even the previous elections they would observe, including even by-elections, together with our findings, and even the pre-election assessment they will be do. So submit all. Then they also get for make a session. We say they invite the National Elections Watch New, they invite IGR, they also invite Legal Links, who will also go get some discussion. So even though physically will not be there around the table, I feel say we're able to make some input at the discussion. So now we get these 80 recommendations don't come out, and we have to commend both the SLPP and the APC, because at least for let them able to sit down, and at that time difference is the day. They two no kind of agree, this gets in Caribbean, this gets in Caribbean. But they look at all of that, they shelve that aside, say, okay, law sit, and they will come. So we, now the civil society, especially the National Elections Watch, we commend them for that. And at the same thing, we want for law, we say civil society do. Now, it make actually we convene this, National Civil Society Conference, we just don't conclude. And this conference, we not just make out for members of new, we make out for civil society generally.
Now, this is not the focus of discussion today. We can look at whether they take part in these discussions, but this meeting don't end, and una don't look at the 80 recommendations them. We think that been the rationale for make una look at the 80 recommendations them as civil society.
In the first place, in the past couple of months, the word we don't use past all nine at tripartite. Any side we go na this country, people and they talk about this tripartite, but not to we all know what's in this tripartite. And we believe say even though now two political parties and the international community sit down, the document we come out together for do with the entire country na a national document. So meaning, sorry, all of us get a responsibility for make sure say we understand this document and we follow up the implementation of their recommendations there. And even amongst we as civil society, their recommendation, their 80 recommendations, they are not so we all understand them. And if we care for help in the implementation of their recommendations here, the first thing we for understand what the recommendations here they about, what they mean, what them peer then they refer to. So now we call this meeting, and we call experts, the people that we know, bring everybody on board. We make sure say even the one themselves, who are lawyers themselves, they with we. The one that we are governance expert, then they with we. The one that we are human rights expert, then they with we. So that they will explain their recommendations there, because that is the only way. Because as it is now, the recommendation are the tripartite, seriously depending on whose part of the political divide you dey. Everybody gets your own interpretation of the recommendations. When you go on this side, then they tell you say the tripartite, this recommendation is say this, is say this, is say this. When you go on the other side, they tell you say this, is say this, is say this. So we as civil society, we believe say this not to an issue of propaganda again. Now an issue where all for be genuine, we for talk the truth, whether that truth they hurt you or not hurt you. Now we get for talk and make sure say we interpret this recommendation to people for able to understand them better. So now make we call this meeting so that all of us, because now we get for go, just imagine 450 organizations and plus, because not to new membership no more, we bring other people them as well. So we get for go out now, but if we go, we say when they go out, we don't know what will they go give, and they say you know they give what you don't get. Now only what you get now you go able to pass on to person. So now make we decide for let at least we look at the recommendations here. We discuss there, we ask questions. So when we say go now, we own constituencies, we will be in a better position for let at least we will engage.
All right. For the benefit of listeners, witness some of the things them with the inside the tripartite recommendation we made up of 80.
Yeah, well, you see the recommendation, because the way how they put out, the fact that is one of the discussions as well. Again, the 80 recommendations, but when you look at them, they find out say maybe they need for go a little bit further, so that you go able to know whether they in charge of this. But direct the recommendations here to institutions. If now ECSL for do this recommendation, so we as civil society we know say now when are they follow up on this recommendation, now ECSL are get for engage. If now PPRC dey on this recommendation, now PPRC are get for engage. So that will make it a little bit easier. But interestingly, we at the National Election Watch, we say be observe the elections, and after the election we make a report and we come out with 43 recommendations. And interestingly, almost all of the key recommendations he also capture na the tripartite. And one of the recommendations they also be put now for law get a census. We recommend say we don't get census 2020 at 2015 or so. Then we can't get census 2021 so. But by right, we supposed to get, because you know say censuses will hold them every 10 years. So if we hold 2015, the next census for even be 2025. But we can do a midterm census 2021. And at the end of the day, we'll not use the 2015 census, because waiting do the 2015 census is start fine. But in the end, the opposition then SLPP they say they're not included. So as a result, then discredit the outcome, the final outcome. And in 2021 we get the same thing. The APC opposition then they say they're not even included. So then discredit. So find out say we don't do two censuses, 2015, 2021, and all of them you not give any credible and reliable data. Meaning we not get for user for development, we not get for user for elections. So now it may be advised since we get an opportunity 2025 now in the real time we for do census, so we recommend say like government and the international partners may them prepare, may they do a census looking at all of the flaws we make them two censuses in a day, they not come up with any credible data, so that this one could be open, it could be transparent, inclusive, so we get a data where they take move forward. So find out say these recommendations, even the tripartite also come up with that.
Now, apart from the issue of the census, we don't make mention about who swamp and the 80 recommendations them now the key interest of new and partners them.
I feel say we get everything actually pertinent, and we get interest in all of that, because we believe say even apart from the recommendation, because when you look at the recommendation, then they tell you about institutional reform, then they tell you about legal reform. But for us, when we sit as new, we also believe there is one very important reform where down the pertinent to we all, where now is social reform. I mean, why is it that if you belong to this party, we belong to this party, and they see as enemy, then they not to legal reform? We ourselves as mortal man, as human being, we get for change your perception how they will for even start. Why is it that, I mean, if I didn't have power, I'm not for lost elections? If I lost elections, I'm not for green. Why is it that, I mean, if party A appoint me to a position, and for even survive the rules for that police party A? These are social reforms where we say for look inwardly, say no, this is wrong among we say. So these are pertinent issues apart from the legal and institutional reforms where then at the tripartite, we believe say even down there as mortal man, Who can for make messages at civil society?
The meeting don't end. For somebody who not attend the meeting, what's have been the highlight of discussions them inside this meeting for sake of the tripartite recommendations then?
Thank you so much. We discussed so many things during the 2 days. And all the discussions and everything we'll do during that 2 days meeting, conference, it tailored for let suit the theme of the conference, where now mobilizing civil society towards genuine implementation of the tripartite recommendations, peace and national harmony. So now if you look at the participants, we try for bring everybody on board, including even the EMBs. So not to just like civil society. We also bring the election management bodies themselves. We even bring diverse groups of people for law we can discuss. But some of the issues they will discuss, just like what you say, firstly, we have to mobilize civil society. We know say civil society will get small cracks. But the 2023 election also help for make them cracks that they big. But just like what the APC and SLPP do, even though they get their differences, they're able to sit in the same room, able to discuss for about 6 months and able to come up with something. So also we want like we civil society, despite the small thing in there, Lord we able to come together because this tripartite is a national cause, not to an individual. So Lord put the national above we own individual interest. So now it make one of the things that we'll discuss really now the division where they amongst we as civil society. Waiting really we look at the issue, waiting really bring this division. Waiting make civil society we supposed for work as one within a space where then they try for even tight that space they all along. And we will for stand together for make sure say we defend and protect that space there. If we not there together, then certainly that space there it will continue for be tightened. So we discuss that, we come up with a lot of issues we feel say it can. But one interesting thing we come out was that some people they talk a lot about tribalism. But a lot of other people believe say in Sierra Leone we not get tribalism. Because we can see even the marriages, you can see Mendema, they marry Temne, Limba, they marry Loko, all of that, then they born Pekin, and that Pekin, they belong to all of them tribe, then it will belong to mama in tribe, it will belong to papa in tribe. But what you really believe say na in there, na this country where they eat, we even as civil society, and also even the citizens, this political, ethnicity, or ethnic politicization. You know, when you na temne, you feel to say, okay, for support a party, when na temne person no more they lead. Once you na Camara, the other person they look you na say because you na Camara from the north, he belong to the other party. When you na Massacre, he say belong to the other party. So ethnic politicization and even the tribalism where they talk, you know they ever happen past close to the elections. So we feel say civil society we therefore discuss that and we therefore come up with messages because we therefore be united for fight against this because if we allow this to go, it is to the benefit of the politicians and at the detriment of the nation. So we discuss that lengthily and a few other issues that will actually come up. And another thing we'll discuss also, this tripartite is very good. It's really good because if you look at the tripartite, it's very comprehensive. It's like a Marshall Plan for law restore because whatever you may say, the public don't lose trust and confidence in real state institutions. We not get trust in the game, especially the one they will get for conduct elections in our country. So, but this tripartite, it gives an opportunity as Sierra Leoneans, like at least we move forward to support the process of implementing their recommendations there, so that to start like a Marshall Plan, something where they restore that trust, where they restore that confidence in public institutions, so that going forward, waiting up in 2023 elections, we not get forget again by election. So we discuss that lengthily. And one thing we feel say it will unbog the smooth implementation, now the misinformation or disinformation where they around the tripartite. Just like I say just now, some people they misinterpret, especially when they listen to some bloggers. They begin to ask, are they talking about another tripartite from another country or the tripartite within Sierra Leone? Because then get their own interpretation, we not even relate. Then they just tell their supporters or the people who they want for know. Okay, some then they do one because themselves not even get the fact. Some then they do and then get the fact, but then they just try for mislead.
Right.
And if we get for make sure say we implement the tripartite and make sure say we get the benefit of the tripartite, I feel say this is an area where we get for address, and we feel say civil society get a big role for play in ensuring that the people get correct messages and therefore be uniform, because if you go Puloko, we send one message, the other colleague go Kaila, we carry another message, the other one goes, so they confuse the people.
Right.
So then they all not go board well.
Not a secret again, just before the election or during the election, everybody knows say civil society they not the see one side, because civil society they role now for all government accountable and complement government same way, so if then they do things them we correct. But we see we are in civil society, then they challenge themselves on just issue on personal reasons. Now, what are some of the reasons that we make civil society during the period and they normally see one side?
Yeah, well, based on the discussions, so one of the things that we come up, some be passional, some be political. Just like what you say, some people feel say, okay, because me na Kamara, so I belong to that party, or me na Masako, I belong to that party. So if that party they do anything wrong, no, I'm not for say I'm for supporter. And if I get me colleague, we try for talk the two, that colleague that they declare them as enemy. So now there be bring this now the issue of even social reforms. The moment we we'll continue for think that way, then there is a problem. So some people they back, say resources they're very limited now. We get very few donors. Some even in the interest of getting donors, getting advantage over the other. If they grab go point in company civil society, for let at least if they are bad name, let it not go able to forge ahead. It misinterpret what they do, it gives a whole lot of disinformation about the work they do. So these are the issues where actually
now they don't set up a committee for implement the tripartite recommendations them. Una self don't only a meeting for look at the tripartite recommendations them. How this meeting will help the implementation of the tripartite recommendations?
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel say, all of us, and I want to take this opportunity for actually thank the Chief Minister, Dr. Marina Shenge, because now himself just can't do it, just come on from an official visit. We all know say the visit will come on America, so now a visit was so demanding. But the moment we can see can't also as he lands so now it was go direct now by the Musa of the only meeting for let make sure say he present and give the keynote address. And say the chief minister now the chairman of the committee where the president don't set up for let implement the recommendations there. For the fact that the chief minister able make that kind of effort for let it go, he deal with you, he creates the occasion and he make a statement where all of us, everybody will be declared about that the first step towards us participating in the implementation of the tripartite. And he even tell you say in they look forward to the outcomes of the tripartite, the resolutions they will come up with. And if God agree, we get for make sure say we hand over officially the recommendations there will come from civil society so that we see how to take it from there. So it relates with the tripartite. And also one of the issues the bank will discuss the fact that when they set up the tripartite, civil society not been there, but even though we get an avenue we will contribute. But with this committee where they set up for at least the oversee the implementation of the tripartite, I feel say we discuss as well say there is absolute need for civil society get meaningful representation in that committee there. And then one of the issues them where I feel say now the outcomes of the conference so the need for civil society get meaningful representation, because we also don't realize even before this meeting we don't realize that we get a big role for play, especially in a society was sharply divided along party lines where you get a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation, you get blockers here and there. So the only people looking for come and make sure say they formulate very neutral messages the way actually they hit to the point, messages the way they help for let the people get the knowledge, and participate in the process. I feel say civil society get that role there. So these are some of the issues.
Mr. Kama, you don't explain a lot of things them we wanna agree on the meeting we wanna get concerning the recommendation that will come out of the tripartite committee. But before we can look at waiting next, wanna satisfy with the cooperation of the political party them during the term with them they try for look into the different issues we get for the election, because we understand say and we see and we reach some certain points we are in the opposition pull out. So as body owner on the observed election for over years now, una satisfied with the cooperation of the two political party them?
Yeah, well, I don't know really how to answer this, because really we invite the two political parties. We invite the APC as a party, and we also invite the SLPP as a party, and we make sure say we invite the leaders in the parliament of both political parties. But the APC, the leader no go but send person for good deputizer. But quite interestingly, the one way they send, they make a statement, but when they come at the plenary now, he not been there again. He just make the statement and don't know whether he be tied up with time or whatever. But for the SLPP, they not be, because as a representative from Parliament will not be seen, because the Chief Minister will know an SLPP person, and he been there on hand for making the keynote address. And we also get the Deputy Minister of Justice. You know, even they said, but he's so passionate about the meeting, so much so that he make a statement via Zoom. So we very much grateful for them people and they. So, but with Parliament, because now the two leadership in the Parliament will actually invite for let at least them be. So the one go, he make a statement, will not be able to stay for the discussions. The other one not even go, and he not send no representative.
All right. So waiting next for you after this meeting.
The next step will for meet Chief Minister and the committee. Let at least we share the resolutions that will come up on this meeting. Then we don't do that. We also therefore make sure we present the recommendations there. Real resolutions to other key stakeholders them. For let SSF we share the resolutions here with them, and maybe through that sharing they will get discussions and know how we will take the thing further. Then from there, this now a national conference will always be to see representatives and come from all over. So they make sure they will popularize the resolutions that will come out of it. And in doing so, we not go just stop and free tongue. We make sure say we continue for engage the media and engage. We use every available opportunity. Well, like we say, we get membership of 450. So all of them we make sure say we design just like how we can normally do. If now a meeting itself we get to able to use 5 minutes or 10 minutes from the meeting, then session, then they will use something for law popularize this. They will also get for engage the radio up country. We can even try for go through IRN with the community radio, then we then get across the country, because this meeting will all arm on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone. So at the end of the day, just like how we can normally do when we observe elections as we done, we make sure we share our findings with all Sierra Leoneans, because whatever we do, we always do it on behalf of the citizens. So likewise, this self we get for make sure we educate the people and they know exactly the discussions that will take place at the 2 days and what will really come out of it, and why some of the resolution will make. So we get for make let the people know. Then also discussion that we not even start yesterday. We get for make sure we should take. Now we don't agree say as civil society we get a critical role for play towards the implementation of the tripartite. So we get for prepare. Probably we get for call another meeting of civil society way even bigger past the one we call. So maybe now we work out the details how actually we go about it.
Inside the program we start for look at messages, and this one say how can I get some of the recommendation made by the civil societies?
Yes, this one say, Salu, what's next after your recommendations?
And this other one say
after this your meetings with civil society organizations.
And this other one says some political analysts, since the press release was put out, suggested that the Sierra Leonean government would have adhered to the Tripartite Committee joint recommendation, which include electoral reform, upholding the rule of law and justice, among others, for sustainability of the grants in the coming years. They come out from Mark 10.
Usman, because of time, this one say what were the name of civil societies that attended your meetings?
And this other one say, Mr. Salio, we hope say after this meeting, I will continue for look at different issues them where they happen in the country.
Well, with the message that we can to Salio Kamara for respond to them because of time.
Yeah, thank you. The person we ask, the names of the civil society we attend the meeting. I'm not going able to give the names, but probably I will give the categories of civil society. Against civil society, where they work in different issues. Against civil society, where they work na human rights. Against civil society, they really work na governance. Against civil society, they really work na women and gender issues. Against civil society, they really work na the mining, that the natural resource sector. So now 150. And out of this 150, the 65 come off from the provinces, 55 from the district, and 10 from the western area rural, and the 85 from EMBs, then categories of civil society who I don't call so. Then the issue of waiting the next. I feel I just don't talk and waiting the next for make sure say we submit resolutions then to the chief minister and the committee, and also to other stakeholders, and we try for popularize her so that the citizens of this country will able get them and know waiting they day. Then now forget the recommendations, the resolutions they will pull. The resolutions now a public document. We will make them public, we will make sure say they publish them, and we will also engage the media, both radio and television, and make sure say we discuss that. So I feel saying that then why I come.
Okay, plenty thank you for joining me in today's edition of the program. We want for wishing all the best in our engagement with our colleagues them in the issue of the tripartite recommendations. As government committee, they start for look at the 80 recommendations and start for implement them for transparency and accountability in election management in the country. Plenty thank you, Salih Kamara, spokesperson from the National Elections Watch New, for joining me in today's edition of the program. Good morning, Salon.